Today I'm going to share with you the call. My brother called me about my mother. She had died. It was natural causes, but I don't think it would have happened that way if not for COVID. When people couldn't come to visit her anymore, she just didn't understand. I think that's when she started to give up. Tim actually knew Mom was dying the day my wife died, but he didn't want to tell me. It would have been too hard. And he didn't want to put that burden on me. Mother and Debbie had always been so close. The only comfort was that neither knew that the other had passed. Now they were together in a better place. At the funeral home, they let the family pick out her favorite songs as the music played at the viewing. Debbie liked the song The Lord's Prayer. The funeral home also let her show special pictures, too, in a video type presentation. My brother-in-law helped since she was his sister with some of the special things he remembered. I made sure Debbie had her Pittsburgh Steelers shirt on when she was buried, the whole Steelers outfit. He never talked about it, but I just knew that was what she'd want. Her brother's a little bit stricter about being all dressed up, but her sister-in-law said that's the way she was comfortable in the last few years. That's the way you should do it. She understood. We had to do that. We were going to have a service in the church, but November was when things had shut back down again. So then the funeral home offered their place. That was the plan if the church closed. The funeral home was where we'd go. There were some members in our church who had died earlier who couldn't have any kind of service because it wasn't allowed yet. But we were at least able to have that. At Ted's funeral, Pastor Rachel sang of a lovely hymn. The congregation sang the same song at Mom's funeral. You who dwell in the shelter of the Lord, who abide in the shadow for life, say to the Lord, my refuge, my rock, whom I stand, whom I trust. And he will raise you up on eagle's wings, bear you on the breath of dawn, make you to shine like the sun, and hold you in the palm of his hand. The snare of the follower will never capture you, and famine will never bring you no fear. Under his wings, your refuge, his faithfulness, your shield. And the last verse. For to the angels he's given a command to guard you in all your ways. Upon their hands they will never bear you up, that you dash your foot against a stone. Not as many of her friends were able to come because of COVID. Some of them were nurses too. On her side of the grave marker, the image of a cat, since Sweetie liked to lie down with her. On the other side, there's a deer. I always liked deer, and then there's a mountain scene like the deer is coming out of the woods. In the middle of the marker are the names we called each other. She always called me Jimmy, and I always called her Debbie. I picked up this poem to be part of the service. This was a sign. I think this was a sign. I just picked it out. I didn't even know it was about me, but it came to be over time. Miss me, but don't let me go. When I come to the end of the road and the sun is set for me, I want no rights in the gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul set free? Miss me a little, but not too long, not with your head bowed low. Remember the love that we once shared. I'd like to leave an echo whispering, miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey we all must take, and each must go alone. It's all part of the master plan. It's up on the road to home. When you are lonely and sick of heart, go to friends we know and bury your sorrows in doing good deeds. Miss me, but don't let me go. We had my mother's funeral at the church that she and my father had attended. It was about 50 minutes from our house. A small country church, but a beautiful church with stained glass windows. It felt like going back home in a way. I know it was home to them, too. With the church being out in the country, it was rather away from the COVID situation as well. There. weren't so many people watching over us because of COVID. We didn't bring my father to the funerals. He had dementia, so we were afraid Teddy would be setting him off more than anything.